now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. The best sports podcast there is, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. We got a great episode for you today on May 23rd, 2022. Switching it up a little bit, turning into the NFL, although it is the offseason. But we got to give some sort of insight and some sort of preview for this upcoming NFL season. There's been too much going on, but I can't wait to touch on it. And let's go ahead and jump into it, starting off with the news. All right, news for the Run on May 23rd, 2022. Prior to signing with the New Orleans Saints, wide receiver Jarvis Landry declined an opportunity to return to the Cleveland Browns and asked to be cut, per NFL insider Rappaport. Apparently, he did not want to be with the Cleveland Browns and would have accepted and wanted to test free agency. Therefore, he wanted to be cut or released. And Drew Brees, he retired last season in 2021, but he recently flirted with the idea of returning to the NFL. Despite speculation from the media, he said in a tweet after multiple rumors were made about his return, and he said, despite speculation from media about my future this fall, I'm currently undecided. I may work for NBC. I may play football again. I may focus on business and philanthropy. I may train for the pickleball tour, senior golf tour, coach my kids, or all of the above. I'll let you know. And that was Drew Brees in a tweet about his return in the NFL. All right, sometimes the underdog just so happens to prevail. You know how we love a good success story, and it's mainly because we never expected them or expected a particular player, a particular person, a team to get it done. And because they did, you know, they need their respect. Now, there's going to be a couple teams in the NFL this season that are going to be fighting for respect, and that has to be earned. So it's some sleeper teams to watch out for this season, starting off with the New Orleans Saints, because the NFC South, they really only have one other top dog in that conference, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that's because of Tom Brady. Obviously, they're soaking up all of the media. Tom Brady, his return. Tom Brady is going out with a bang. Tom Brady doing this. Tom Brady doing that. They're soaking up all the return and all the hype in this NFC South division. Now, let's keep in mind, too, there's not many other good teams in this division at this time. My Atlanta Falcons are piss poor terrible right about now, but I'm excited for the improvement that we're going to be making over the next few years. And they're not the team, though. And then you look at the Carolina Panthers, not really going to do anything. So it comes down to these two teams here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. And the New Orleans Saints, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're going to be fighting for some respect this season here. They just signed Tyrann Mathieu, all-pro veteran safety, the Honey Badger. He's coming to eat. Pro Bowl wide receiver Jarvis Landry is coming to eat. Drafted Ohio State wide receiver Chris Olave. He's coming to eat. Wide receiver Michael Thomas is coming to eat because he's returning to the Saints. So this Saints team here, they have quite the offense. But the biggest question mark for this offense is Jameis Winston. Now, we know Jameis Winston is coming back from injury. Health is obviously going to be a huge priority, but his play is going to be even bigger. Jameis was a pretty good quarterback in his last full season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Or was he? Was he a good quarterback? Because from what I remember, he threw for over 5,000 yards. He was up there with the best of them. He was up there with the Bradys, the Mahomes, the Rodgers. He was up there because he was launching the ball. But also, this man gave up 30 interceptions that same season. So that's going to be like the big factor and the big outlier when we talk about the Saints' success, because he has the weapons, he has the line, he even has the defense to do it. Now they just need the quarterback, the right quarterback to do it, which is why some people say, oh, well, because of that, Drew Brees has to return. And if he did, I mean, yeah, he would be put in a great situation. But I wouldn't count Jameis Winston out just yet. He has a lot to improve. Obviously, he threw a lot of interceptions, but there are some Hall of Famers up there that threw a lot of interceptions in a single season and still prevailed on and on. But with this offense that the Saints have and all of those weapons, they're going to put the ball in the air. And with him throwing the ball, we know he can do that. The biggest factor here is going to be is if he can throw it without committing that many turnovers. And if he can do that, then we can count on the Saints to being a great sleeper team and possibly taking out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for this division here. Now, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. All right, now we got another team, and we have more coming up in just a second also, but we will be right back. We're going to take a quick break and jump straight into it. Now, you know, just because you're busy doesn't mean you got to be stressed. I'm crazy busy right there with you, but it can be easier. Next time you're on a run, just make it more fun and listen to The Run with Manny Wilson. It's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
I'm tired of being humble, let me get to it. That motivation music, get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it.
Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. The best sports podcast there is, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. The Miami Dolphins. Yes, we're still touching on these sleeper teams. The Miami Dolphins, they're another team to keep an eye out for because the quarterback play is going to be crucial. The quarterback play is going to be crucial for this team's success now that they have numerous weapons on the offensive end. So it's just time to see what Tua Tagovailoa can actually do. And for Tua Tagovailoa, this is probably a dream scenario for any quarterback to have this many weapons and have a chance at proving himself because he is stacked. Not only do they have a new coaching personnel, but they have a new staff, new personnel, obviously, and new game plan that they can implement that other coaches don't know about. That's what's really going to be huge for this team because, yes, they have the new weapons. And let me list a few. Tyreek Hill, obviously, Cedric Wilson Jr., offensive linemen now as well, Armstead, Williams, running backs, Edmonds, Michael. Oh, my gosh, they are loaded. This team here is loaded when it comes to the offensive end. So for Tua, he has no other option but to show up. And for the Miami Dolphins, if I'm them, I give Tua this season to prove himself. And if he doesn't prove anything, we have to move forward because this team is stacked up to an elite point. And we know with the NFL, there's only so long where a team can be good. A team can only be good for so long unless you're a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Then you can keep your team relevant. But the quarterback obviously has a lot to do with that. And there's some questionable things about Tua because, yes, he proved himself in college and he did his thing there. But coming to the NFL, as we know, it's a completely different ball game. Tua, he has played 2 seasons in the NFL. But in his 2 seasons, he's been injured. He hasn't played a full season in the NFL at all. Tua has less touchdown passes in his career than other quarterbacks have in a single season. Tua has, one more time, because I think I may have read that just a little bit too fast. Tua has less touchdown passes in his career than other quarterbacks have in a single season. And to put that to example, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow threw for 34 touchdowns last season, and Tua Tagovailoa only has 27 touchdowns in his career. So it's going to be huge. I think he does have the situation to prove himself. It's a dream-like situation for any other quarterback, especially a quarterback that's really trying to prove themselves. But it's just the fact that, can he get it done? and it works to his advantage. He doesn't have much film on him. He doesn't have a lot of play where people can project the type of things he likes to do. If he likes to run out the pocket, stay in the pocket, go around, throw deep, throw short, they don't really have that insight on him when it comes to other teams scouting Tua and seeing what he can do and what he's good at. So it's going to be tough. But the Miami Dolphins, you definitely have to watch out for them. They can possibly win this division. The only other competition in this division is the Buffalo Bills. Gonna be nice. Appreciate you guys for hanging with me. Quick NFL topics, but that does not mean we're going to shy away from the NBA. Obviously, the NBA games are still going on and they are great, but that just means you got extra questions to ask us come Thursday when you give us a call. On Thursday, you can always call in and leave a voicemail. That way we can answer your questions. You just tell us how you feel, leave a comment, leave a question, leave some stats, leave some facts, whatever you want to do. But in order to do that, you have to give us a call for the voicemail, 219-413-9405. One more time, 219-413-9405. Pretty sure that is going to be our day to answer all those questions is on Thursday's show. So send those questions in before Thursday. If you're listening to this, make sure you share this with a friend, a family member, anyone who likes football. They may even like soccer, anything you want. Just go ahead, share this. And I appreciate you for hanging with me today. And we will be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.